Hello, everyone at Penn State. Thanks for joining today to learn about the new admissions agreement between Penn State University and Widener University. I'm Jane Oeffner, the Director of Strategic Clinical Partnerships, and I'm going to give you a quick overview of what this agreement means to you as a Penn State student interested in our health science programs. So the purpose of the agreement is to facilitate the transition of qualified students from Penn State to the health science graduate programs at Widener University, specifically the DPT program, the OTD program, and the physician assistant program. So the admissions guidelines include the following. The Penn State student must be in good standing at Penn State. They must have completed the prerequisite courses as listed by program on the Widener website with at least a grade of a B or higher. And this does not include a B minus. It has to be a B. And then the third admission guideline or criteria on this slide is that you must maintain at least a 3.0 cumulative GPA throughout the undergraduate program, and then have achieved a cumulative GPA of 3.3 or higher by the end of the fall semester prior to matriculating into the graduate program. Additionally, you need to meet the minimum number of volunteer work experience hours in the relevant field that you're applying to, and that those specifics are listed by program on the Widener website. And lastly, 3 favorable letters of recommendation are required. At least one must be from a Penn State professor, and at least one must be from a licensed practitioner from the profession that is applicable to the intended graduate program of study. And that person who is writing that letter needs to have supervised the applicant in the capacity of observer, volunteer, or paid employee. So we have 2 ways that this is working at this point. So for OT and PT, the 4+3, and then for PA, the 4+2, really, it's like 2.5 years. As many Penn State students who apply to Widener and that meet these application requirements that are listed in the the admissions agreement, those that I just went over, as many as you all that apply to these 3 programs, you will be considered part of this agreement, and you will have an expedited review, automatic invitation to interview, and priority consideration for acceptance. And when you go into PT-CAS, OT-CAS, and CASPA, there is a question that asks if you are coming from an articulating school, and you would say yes, and you would indicate that that is the case, that you're coming from Penn State. The other option is reserve seats. And what we're doing here is in these 3 programs, Widener is reserving up to 5 seats for Penn State students. And so those 5 seats will be held for qualified students from Penn State. And all the same requirements apply, the ones that I just went through, related to the relevant discipline centralized application system. What will happen is your health professions advisors, between anyone who is looking to be interested in a reserve seat, you're going to let your health professions advisor know that, and then they are going to coordinate which students' names they give Widener for those 5 reserve seats. So how they handle that selection is going to be on the Penn State end, and that will be done by the health professions advisors collectively for the 5 seats. And then they will submit those names for all 3 programs. This is no later than September in the year prior to matriculation. For this year, because we only just got the agreement signed recently, we're giving a little more time, and we need those names by mid-October. And if I were able to take your questions, I would, but instead you can just see some nice pictures of Widener University. Thank you.